Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside the East Bayfield Community Center. It's time for Game 2 of the regular season for the Barrie Junior Sharks. I hope you enjoyed the live stream from yesterday as the Sharks skated to a 2-0 win over their rivals yesterday. Looking to stay in the win column here versus the Cambridge Rivulettes. This will be the first time that the Barrie Junior Sharks will be facing the Rivulettes. They have yet to face them either in tournament play or in regular season, as this is only Game 2 of the regular season. Cambridge was active on Friday as they visited Leaside, and they came away with a 3-2 loss. So again, the opposing team is coming in looking to get into the win column. The Barrie Junior Sharks are looking to stay in the win column after that fantastic start yesterday. It was an exciting game here yesterday. A great beginning with Jesse Eldridge doing the ceremonial puck drop. And the girls had a fantastic game. The goal scorers from yesterday were Aaliyah Sutton, and right at the very last second in the third period, number 23, Paige McGuire, scoring her first goal of the regular season. And her first goal, I believe, as a member of the U22 elite team as well, which is really exciting. Just over 2.5 minutes left here in warm-up. I'll give you your starting lineups here for your Barrie Junior Sharks. On defense, Morgan Arscott and Talia Hildebrandt will start. On the forward line, May Severin, Brooke Judkowitz, and Haley Beckett. And starting in net for your Barrie Junior Sharks, Ava Sador. Starting lineup for the Cambridge Rivulettes. On defense, Reese Reed and Eva McKay. On the forward line, Emma Thornton, Jillian Warren, and Bronwyn Langus. And starting in net for the Cambridge Rivulettes, coming back to Barrie, Jordana D. Marinas. Just over 2 minutes here in warm-up, and we'll get set for some more action. The next time these guys are at home will be October the 13th. They will have 2 back-to-back games right back here at the Shark Tank on the 13th and the 14th. That's 2 weeks away. Looking forward to bringing all the home action. I want to thank again my partners here, Mitch Reynolds on camera today for you, and my tech director, Tim Norton. My name is Cheryl Gilroy, and I'm happy to bring all these home games to everybody. Welcome all the viewers who are watching in from Cambridge. Happy to bring this stream to you so all those interested in watching these girls can cheer on your Rivulettes. Just over a minute, we'll let these girls finish the warm-up, and we'll get set for puck drop. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost game time. Just 30 seconds remaining here on the warm-up. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into this live stream. I hope you enjoy all the action if you're not able to be with us here in the Shark Tank. Check. Just checking sound here, making sure everything's sounded. My tech director here is making sure everything is sounding off okay. Awesome, I just got a thumbs up, so we're good. All right, the teams will have their little powwows around their nets, and we'll get set for puck drop. Once again, starting in net for your Barrie Junior Sharks, Ava Sador. And starting in net for the Cambridge Rivulettes, Jordana D. Marinas. Jordana D. Marinas is returning to Barrie after spending last season here with the U18 AA team, so I'm sure this will be an interesting return for her today. We'll get started here with a land acknowledgement first.
We acknowledge the Wendat Nation, Huron, who occupied these lands prior to the middle of the 17th century. The Berry Sharks are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and recognizing the enduring presence of Indigenous peoples on this land. We are committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation and respect with all First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people. Please remain standing for O Canada.
And now, O Canada. All right, with O Canada out of the way and our land acknowledgement also done, it's time to get set for game action. Stand by for your Shark Frenzy. I'm sure the Barrie Junior Sharks are looking to repeat yesterday's performance after their 2-0 win. Again, in the face-off dot is going to be Judkowitz, with Severin and Beckett on the wings, R. Scott and Hildebrand on defense. Langus in for the face-off for the Cambridge Rivulettes, and Game 2 of the regular season is now underway. Sharks take up possession right off the face-off, get turned away in the Cambridge end, and they force it right back. This is Hildebrand at the blue line, will look to pass it over to Beckett. Judkowitz trying to hold on and bring it into the end zone. Rolls off the end of her stick, so Cambridge is going to take over. It's Warren on the far side for Cambridge. Picked up by Thornton off the boards. Sharks keep it in, though. Go off on a line change and get fresh fins in the first 30 seconds of the game. It'll come all the way back into the Sharks' end. R. Scott will look at her options. She'll backhand it over to Mitchell in the corner. Dilgy for Cambridge trying to work her way onto the puck. Sharks will clear it out, but not for long. Chinnick with it. Moving it forward for Sharon. Sharks bring it into the Rivulettes' end. Try to look to center it. Battling the boards. Rutledge trying to work it in front, but she's held on to by the Rivulette. Kerr for Cambridge trying to bring it in. Bit of a collision with 4 different players meeting up at the same time. Dusome leaves it and dumps and goes off on a line change. Cambridge almost took over on their own end, but it escapes over the blue line, and they'll regroup and start again. Brooks passing it to Hood. Cambridge works the way out of the end, but not for too long as Paré brings it back in. Just offside, though, so the Sharks will tag. Get back onside. Stewart trying to give it chase, but couldn't quite nab it. She's got it now. Sends it back to her defense. This is Meta. She'll dump it as Sutton will give it chase, held on to by DeMarinis behind her net. Rivulettes clear it. Bring it up into the Barry end. They try a cross pass. Intercepted. Here comes Sharks the other way. McLaren tries to come in, but she has a seat on the ice instead. Sharks are offside. McKay gets rid of it. And Sador will cover it up here at the other end, just over the blue ice. Underway here in Game 2 of the regular season. It's exciting to be here. Parnell versus Judkowitz in the face-off dot, and that's won momentarily. No, we're going to have... Must have been a face-off violation, so we'll reset that up and do it all over again. That's Beckett, in the face-off dot this time. Sharks will wind it around the boards and off the other side. It'll come all the way into the Rivulette end where they'll give a chase. This is Severin on it. Couldn't hold on control, and Parnell takes over, brings it in for Cambridge with Cupolo on her left. We're going to have a stoppage in play here for a hand pass. Three and a half minutes into the first period. Lang gets to take the face-off versus Redden, but she's kicked out and Thornton will take it instead. Face-off won by Barry. All the way around for Rutledge. Rutledge pushes it forward and it does escape. There's a foot race. Dusome chasing Chinnick. It'll come out in the blue paint. Nearly an opportunity there for Redden to bank it in. Play continues. Kim picking it up but leaves it for her D partner. Chinnick now has it and she'll send it back to Kim. Back to Chinnick and over to Thornton as they Rivulettes try to clear it out of their own end. This is Langus now with it. Cross ice pass to her partner. She comes in with a lot of steam. Fires. Sador makes the initial save. There's a rebound sitting available, but nobody can bank it in for Cambridge. That's Sador's first test of the game. Through the blue paint, but no Rivulette can find it. Sharks will get rid of it. This is Sutton coming across the blue line. Tries to work it around the D. Out in front, shot in by Stewart. What an opportunity. DeMarinis up to the challenge, though, as she makes her first big stop of the game. Sutton versus Dilgy in the face-off dot, won by Barry. Sent in, nice pad save by DeMarinis. Kerr moving it out for Cambridge. Sharks will send it back the other way, but only as far as the red line. Stewart bringing it across the blue. Stewart trying to work it out underneath her teammate's skate. She'll work it out. Still battle on the boards. Who's going to come up with it? It's going to be Barry. That's going to be hammering the boards as McGuire is sent into the boards, and it's going to be for boarding. So Sydney Hood will sit 2 minutes or less in the sin bin for boarding. And the Sharks will have their first opportunity on the power play. Judkowitz in for the face-off versus O'Hagan. Sharks will try to grab possession of that puck early to set up, but Cambridge will get rid of it first and send it back down to the other end. Zador holding on. She'll leave it for Pare. Hildebrandt will pick it up off the boards and send it forward for Centering pass, but it came onto a Rivulet stick and not a Shark stick, so it's sent to the other side. We're going to have another penalty called for a hook. And that's going to go against Maeve O'Hagan, so we'll have a 5-on-3 here in the early going of this game. Minute and a half of 5-on-3 action. Let's see if the Junior Sharks can't capitalize on a 2-man advantage. Judkowitz versus Parnell for Cambridge. Judkowitz is sent out of the face-off dot, so Beckett will come in and take the face-off. Won by Barry as they set up. Pare at the blue line will look. Pass back to the point for Beckett, then to Hildebrandt. Down to Pare. It sits there in front. Can a Shark get a stick on it before Cambridge clears? No, Cambridge will clear it. Barry coming back in again. Fresh fins coming on for the blue line. They'll wait to see who comes on. Mitchell coming in. Beckett, fire it in. Hits a pad. Doesn't go in. And the puck will escape and come right all the way back to the corner. Picked up by Siska Humphreys. Cross-ice pass to Mitchell. Tries to send it forward to Stewart. Doesn't work. Chinnick getting in her way. Stewart brings it in to the Rivulet's end, but it will escape and come all the way back to Sador. 25 seconds before the Rivulet steps on the ice. We just have a 5-on-4. And we'll have a stoppage in play here for an icing. So now there's 18 seconds left to go on that first penalty. And 46 seconds to go on the second penalty. So they'll have a bit of a 5-on-4. But I'm sure they'd like to get something going here in the 5-on-3 with 18 seconds left. Sutton to take the puck drop. That's won by Barry. Mitchell will take it behind Sador. Move it out to Stewart. Stewart will look and pass it up. McGuire coming in to give her teammate a hand, and she gets that puck. Over to Sutton and back to Mitchell. First penalty over. Nice shot in by Siska Humphreys, and that's nabbed by DeMarinis. So the first penalty is over. 22 seconds to go in the second penalty, and 12 and a half minutes to go in the first period. Gilgy and Sutton to take the face-off this time. Won by Barry. Barry's got one more opportunity here to see if they can't bank it in on the power play, but looks like Cambridge is going to pick it up. Chinnick with it behind the net, trying to move it out. Hillebrand hangs on for only for a second, and it comes all the way back to Sador. Pari will send it all the way down, and that will be another icing call. We'll get set up here for a puck drop to the left of Sador, I believe. Yes, to the left. Face-off won by the Sharks. Pari will try to backhand it to her teammate. Rivulet's there right away. They do get rid of it, though, and bring it all the way back in. This is Dilgy in the Cambridge end. She'll circle around. Hits a wall, though, as she exits. Urbach now picking up the puck. Sends it over to Pare. She's hammered into the boards. No call for that. Cambridge with it behind the net. That's Hood. Bit of pushing and shoving happening in that corner. Brooks will leave it for Hood. Hood up to Sharon. Sits on the inside of that blue line. Picked up by the Rivulettes. Brooks sending it up to Burt, but the Sharks tip it right back in. That's McLaren. Hood picking it up behind DeMarinis, and she'll send it out to the boards and all the way down into the Sharks' end. Rivulet's trying to pick it up for a shot in the slot area, but the Sharks' D is ready for that one. Kim for Cambridge takes it behind the net, leaves it for her partner. Burt will slide it over to Kim. Sharks doing a bit of a chase here as they try to take away that puck from the Rivulettes. Redden loses her stick in the process. Comes all the way into the Sharks' end. Rivulettes keep it onside. Trying to get it off the boards to center it. Shot on the short side. Doesn't go in. Nice save by Sador. And it will come all the way down into the Rivulettes end for an icing call. Just under 10 minutes to go in the first. Looking for our first goal of the game. Parnell in for the face-off for Cambridge. Rutledge gets kicked out, and Redden's going to come in and take the puck drop. That's won by Barry. Cambridge coming up with it. We'll try to center it out in front. Comes out into the slot range. Rivulet's trying to pinch on that, but can't quite get there. This is Rutledge. Over the blue line, will fire, and a nice absorption there in the chest by DeMarinis. Stand by in the first intermission, folks. Like yesterday, we're going to play that podcast with Dwayne and Jesse Eldridge. If you weren't with us yesterday, you can have a listen to that between first and second period. Face-off won by Cambridge. They try and exit out their zone. Can't do it. Sharks want to get another opportunity at a goal. Brooks sliding it over to Hood. Bit of a breakaway, bit of a 2-on-1 developing here. Beckett trying to get back. Nearly an opportunity for Coppola to get a shot from the point. Awkward bounce off the boards. Cambridge still on it. Chance in front, but it goes high and wide over Zador. And the Sharks nearly clear it. First big opportunity there for Cambridge to get a goal in. Picked up by Beckett. 1 versus 2. Can she weave around the defense? She'll fire it in for a pad save for DeMarinis. Chinnick trying to get her stick on it to get rid of it, but it'll come out to the slot area for Sutton. She fires, and another great save by DeMarinis. McGuire getting a little tap on the helmet there by Sutton. It's awesome to see how these girls pump each other up. I've been watching them over the last couple of months, and they really enjoy each other's company, not just on the ice. Nice slide in by Sutton, but DeMarinis is ready for that with her right pad. Back to Mitchell. She'll wait and fire. A deflection out in front. McGuire puts it in and gets the first goal of the game. So she's just capitalizing on yesterday. She gets the last goal yesterday and the first goal today. So the first goal of the game coming a little earlier than yesterday. We had to wait to the final 2 minutes yesterday to get the first goal. This one at the 8.5-minute mark, which is awesome. Definitely a good start. I'll wait to see who gets the assist on those. Sharks with it in their own end. We're bringing it out to the red line. Urbach has a seat. Mitchell sends it back into the Sharks' end. It'll come all the way into the Rivulettes' end now. McLaren working on it in the boards. Assist went to Mitchell. I did not hear the second assist, but that was the first assist to Mitchell. Dilgy trying to get rid of it out of the Cambridge end. Arscott sends it back in. New forward line coming out for Barrie. Rutledge almost had a headlock there behind the net. Dusome trying to hang on to it, but it'll escape and come all the way back. Hildebrandt sending it over into center for Arscott. Arscott up to Dusome. Sharks will try again. Centering pass meant for Redden, but she couldn't get there as she was tied up. Pare at the blue line. Rutledge and Dusome on Reed in the corner. Cambridge coming away with it. Sends up to Burt. She'll come in and try an opportunity, but it'll go up into the mesh for a stoppage in play. Just 6.5 minutes to go in the first period. Hey, look at that. Sharks are up 1-0. O'Hagan to take the face-off for Cambridge. It comes right back out to the blue line. Judkowitz moving it forward to breakaway. Oh, nearly went on the backhand. What an opportunity. Man, that was pretty. Come back out for Beckett. She'll shovel it in. The first opportunity was by Severin, but this time Beckett makes no mistake. And the Sharks are up 2-0 before the end of the first period. That was an awesome breakaway by Severin. She came in and tried to do a backhand, but at the last minute it rolled off the end of her stick. But the girls came right back around, and Beckett out in front makes no mistake. They fight for it at the blue line. Sharks hanging on. It's poked by Parnell, but she doesn't get too far with it. Oh, she was unassisted on that. No assist on that goal by Haley Beckett. So congratulations to her on that goal. This is Stewart behind the net, out in front. McGuire nearly had an opportunity for another one. She's been on fire. O'Hagan sends it forward in the slot. Sharks get rid of it. This is McGuire again in the boards. Can't quite catch up to the puck, and the Rivulettes will take over. Reed with it, bringing it in across the blue line. Leaves it for her partner. They try a cross-ice pass, but a Rivulette's not on that other side at that exact moment. Here comes McLaren. And I sense a bit more of a spunk in these girls now that they've got 2 goals. A little bit more speed on the ice. Puck will escape. Cool with it. We'll have a stoppage here. I think there's a penalty call. Yes, interference. And that's going to go against Barrie. It'll be Siska Humphreys who will sit in the sin bin. And Cambridge will get their first chance on the power play. Dilgy in for the face-off. Cambridge wins it back to the point. That's Kim with it at the point. They'll pass it around to Sharon, back to Kim. Chinnick. Trying to get out into the slotty area, but it goes back behind Sador instead. Kim hangs onto it at the blue line, and they'll try again. To Kim. Sharon nearly had an opportunity with the slap shot, but she's forced off that puck at the last second before she can get her stick on it full force. Hildebrandt will hold on to it into the boards. Kerr trying to get it out in front of Sador. Rutledge is going to pick it up in the corner. Sharon giving her chase. She meets up with Kerr, and that's going to be another penalty. Head check. So that will negate the power play for Cambridge. So with 47 seconds left in the penalty, we're going to have 4-on-4 here as Kerr is called for a check to the head. And it's a 4-minute. It's a double minor. So the Sharks will be on the power play. Will have the opportunity in the power play through the end of this period. 4-on-4 for 40 more seconds, though. This is Hood for Cambridge behind DeMarinis, and they will get rid of it. It'll come back all the way and picked up by Brooks. Brooks skating around Beckett. Leaves it for Hood. Hood over to O'Hagan. And O'Hagan will move it forward into the Sharks' end. That will be icing. So exactly 3 minutes, as Tim corrects the clock. Exactly 3 minutes to go in the first period. 13 seconds left in the penalty to the Sharks. And 3.5 to go in the penalty to Cambridge. So if nothing happens, the Sharks will start the second period with a power play, although abbreviated for only 20-some-odd seconds. Urbach versus O'Hagan in the face-off dot, and that's won by Barry. Pare trying to hold on to it. Urbach coming in to give her a hand. Ellis for Cambridge trying to help out her partner. It squeaks free. Siska Humphreys is out of the penalty box now and goes right to the bench. So 5-on-4 action for Barry in the final 2.5 minutes of this period. Sador leaves it for Mitchell. Mitchell can't quite pass to Urbach as she's hampered by Maloney for Cambridge. There'll be a battle right in front of the Sharks bench as Cambridge works it closer to the goal, but Hildebrand is good on that, and puck clears free. McLaren brings it in across the blue line. Cool coming in to give her a hand. Puck comes all the way back down for Sador, and Hildebrandt will pick it up behind her. Fresh legs out for everybody. Stewart trying to work her way onto the puck with Warren. It'll come all the way out. Chance here for Barry. Shot in. Good save by DeMarinis. Another penalty coming. This time I think it'll be against the Sharks for holding. And it is. So it'll be 4-on-4. It's McGuire getting that penalty. 4-on-4 for the last minute 19 of this first period, and 4-on-4 to start the second period, and then Cambridge will have an abbreviated power play instead of the other way around. Again, guys, stay tuned at the end of this period. I've got that podcast of Dwayne and Jesse Eldridge talking to Dan Blakely of Barry 360. That's an icing call against Barry, and we'll have a face-off back on the left-hand side of Zador. Redden versus Dilgee in the face-off dot. Barry will win that face-off and clear it out of their own end, and it will come the distance. And we'll have another icing call. Meta behind the net. That was Paige McGuire, 2 minutes for holding. Dilgy works it out and brings it to the neutral zone. Hildebrandt will bring it out herself, but gets thrusted onto the boards by the Rivulet. DeMarinis with it and will wind it around for her partner. Arscott's going to get on the action, but it will escape to the red line. Beckett sends it forward for Judkowitz, but it rolls off the end of her stick, and she can't hang on. Just 10 seconds to go here in this first period. Sharks may have one more chance. They won't get it as Cambridge picks it up behind the net, and that will allow time to expire. So going into the third period, there'll be 41 seconds to go on one penalty and 25 seconds to go on the other. So 4-on-4 action to start the second, and then the Rivulettes will get a power play. Shots on goal in that first period were 13 for the Sharks and 3 for Cambridge. All right, folks, I'll step aside. Stand by for that podcast with the Eldridges, and I'll be back to give you the second period.
Thrilled to have in the Barrie 360 studio Jessie Eldridge of Barrie, chosen by the New York franchise in the third round of the recent Professional Women's Hockey League draft. Also have her dad, Dwayne Eldridge, who coaches the Barrie Junior Sharks under-22 elite team. So yeah, we're going to talk some hockey. First to Jessie, I watched the draft, saw when you were chosen. What was it like sitting there, waiting, and then hearing your name called?
I think it was a pretty surreal experience. I think there's a big group of us that have been working towards this moment for a number of years, like you alluded to. So to see it come together and to see the amount of people that put time into it, it was a dream come true for all of us. We kind of forgot that, our lives are also in the hands of when these people are going up on stage and GMs are making their choices. So there was a lot of anxiety associated with that as well, to see where we'd be moving to. But I think as soon as I had the opportunity to hear my name called and figure out where we're moving to next, I think it was just a lot of positive emotions.
This is very exciting on one hand, but is it a little bit scary on the other?
Yeah, I think it's big. I've never been to New York City before, so I think there's no time like now to go experience it. But our team's a really young core, girls that I know really well. So no one's really familiar with the area. We'll be able to do everything together, and I think it'll be really special for to come together as a team as quickly as possible.
How important is this league? Tell us what's going on now within the women's hockey movement.
Yeah, I think it's hard to put into words. I think it's more the hype around the draft, even in Barrie, has been awesome. People don't have to go searching for news on women's hockey. It's there for them. So the visibility we've been pushing for so long. We knew we'd get people interested and hooked as soon as it was there for them. So I think to keep growing for that, and not only for the young girls that are in Barrie too, to now have something other than college to aspire to and go to the rink to work for.
You had a huge career at Colgate.
Yeah, I think
big numbers.
We had a great team. I actually, when I committed to go there, we were not good at all. Didn't make playoffs.
Oh, so you were the difference.
I don't know. It wasn't just me. There was a core of about 13 of us that came in 1 to 2 years apart, and were able to turn the program around. So to see it still thrive to this day has been awesome to watch.
So what are the next steps in the new league? What's happening? When do you get on the ice?
Yeah, we'll start training camp mid-November. So till then, we're training in our own hub still, and then when we get there in mid-November, we'll be all systems go, and we'll start our season in January.
All right, not a lot of games in this initial season, but from meager beginnings, right?
For sure, and I think this will be a feeling out season, figure out where we need to make some tweaks. The ownership management's all on board with that, so we'll hit the ground running, but it'll continue to grow, and this is only the beginning.
Kind of neat to have your own original six.
Absolutely.
Proud papa?
Oh, for sure. you've watched how hard Jess has worked for this all her life, and to see it come to that day, be selected and hear her name was pretty exciting for all of us.
Now, you're the head coach of the under-22 elite team. Did you play for your dad? No?
I played against him one
You played
year.
against him?
Yeah.
Those must have been fun times.
I think so. I clearly remember our game. I tripped a girl, and I heard my dad yell the loudest in the rink to make sure it was called. So,
So, yeah, family stuff goes out the window at that point, right?
Correct, yeah.
The Barrie Junior Sharks making tremendous headway in promoting the women's game, the girls' game, but still so many obstacles in your way, so many hurdles you have to jump over. How much progress have you been making?
I think we've made a ton of progress this year. We've done a number of things. We've established a management team, and I think by having a management team in place that can look at our program overall, not just for the Junior Sharks, but the Sharks organization in general. I think there's a lot of areas that we recognize that would benefit the organization and the players, but we just didn't have the resources or the time to put into it. I think this management team has allowed us to focus on some of those areas and to approach them. And obviously with what's gone on with the PWHL, it's generated a tremendous amount of excitement in women's hockey, and we obviously want to take advantage of that momentum.
Have you seen interest in the organization growing year by year?
Yeah, absolutely. And, Jess has come and done camps and things with us with our younger players. We had our U9 team in our dressing room yesterday, first time that they visited. And a lot of the talk was around, hey, we saw Jess at the draft. So they're looking up to that. And like Jess mentioned, the fact that those kids now have the path. So their brothers always had a path to the NHL, but now they see a path for themselves. And I think that's fantastic for women's hockey.
Do you see the day where you might play in the NHL?
no, I think the whole goal of this league is to have our own, and that's never been. There's been some stories, some female goalies going over, but I think for us it's been to have our own home. We know our game's very different than the men's, but the thing that we can bring is the entertainment level is very similar. So I think people will be surprised who haven't paid much attention to the women's game. It's a different game, but like I said, to sit down and watch, we'll give a good show.
As for the Barrie Sharks, a new season about to get underway. You've had a couple of tournaments and done very, very well. Tell me about the team this year, because I know you lost a lot of players from last year.
Yeah, we brought in 12 or 13 new players, and a number of them maybe had played a handful of games at most in our league. So by starting the season down in Pittsburgh, tremendous U.S. competition, and win-loss record was 2 wins and 3 losses, but we learned an awful lot, and we've got a great group that just wants to continue to get better. We worked really hard in practices for 2 weeks after that, and I think the results in Stony Creek this past weekend show that they paid attention to little details, and by doing that, they can have success. So we're really excited about the group.
Yeah, I think you had shutouts in the preliminary games and got to the semifinal game, and things that didn't fall apart, just didn't go your way.
Yeah, you know what? 4 games in round robin, there was only 2 teams out of the 64 that didn't give up a goal, and we were one, which I think just is a testament to how hard the girls worked. And then we ran into a very good team from John Abbott College. An 8-minute lapse gave up 3 goals, and that was the difference. But again, a learning experience. They came to practice Tuesday night, ready to go. But our season starts September 30th at home, 4:30 against Blue Water, and then Sunday against Cambridge at 2. So we're excited to get going.
All right. Tell people where you play, and the games are still free admission, aren't they?
They are. So all of our games are at East Bayfield Community Center. And one of the things the management team has put a lot of effort in, we have Cheryl Gilroy that's going to live stream our games. So we have a crew of 3. They've been working hard to get all their technical issues sorted out. So I think there's lots of opportunity for people to see our team, and I think we're going to be very exciting to watch this year.
I was out to a few games last year, and it's so much fun to watch. It's a different kind of game. It's almost a more pure version of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, I think when you take hitting out, there's some more room for skill and speed. So I think that's the biggest difference for us.
Some advice to some young girl who's thinking of following in your footsteps. What do they need to do?
Yeah, I think when you have bigger steps in the game that we've implemented recently, it's easy to get caught up in where you want your journey to end. But I think the most important part is how you get there. And if you're not truly enjoying it, it's not really worth it. So as long as you're enjoying hockey and it's a passion and you can go out there and say that you're having fun doing it, it's something you can work towards. But as soon as that changes, you want to find something in life that's going to make you happiest. And at the end of the day, everyone's going to stop playing the game, and the people you meet along the way will stay the same. So keeping those key values in mind along the way.
Sounds good. We will be watching for you in the new year with your new team in New York and following your progress, and we will be following your dad and the Junior Sharks and their endeavors this year. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're just getting set here for the second period. I hope you enjoyed that podcast with Dwayne and Jesse Eldridge. It certainly will be exciting to see Jessie when she starts her season in New York City come this January. And once again, we're starting this period with 2 people in the penalty box, so 4-on-4 action to start the second period. 25 seconds to go in the penalty to Burt for Cambridge, and then they'll have a 5-on-4 man advantage. Urbach versus Dilgy in the face-off. As Maguire heads to the penalty box. All right, we're set for period number 2. Sharks jump on that puck early. Another shot in, just goes wide though to the corner. They'll battle on the boards. Let's see who comes up with that puck first. It's going to be McKay for Cambridge. She'll try and pass it out of the zone, and she does. Dilgy chasing after it, as is Sharon. They'll backhand it to Kerr, who tries to leave it in the slot area, but she has to come around behind the door. Penalty is over. Both teams back to even strength. Kerr makes a shot, but Sador is ready as she gloves that down. Puck sits there for a second. It's finally picked up by Siska Humphreys for Barrie. Ellis trying to get on the action for Cambridge. They hang on to it. Maguire holds on and brings it into the Cambridge end. A centering pass out in front. Collision with the goaltender and the net comes off, so we'll have a stoppage in play for that, but a great opportunity by Barrie to get another one. Judkowitz to take the face-off this time versus O'Hagan. Face-off won by Barrie. Back to the blue line. Mitchell tries to fire it in, but it hits a body. Back to Siska Humphreys. Stewart sends it back out to Mitchell, but it skips under her stick and it will escape the zone. They'll send it back. Chinnick with it, and she'll clear it out. Pass it up to Burt, but they're forced backwards. Not for long. Barrie has it now. Siska Humphreys sends it forward to Maguire. What a nice cross-ice pass that was. Parnell bringing in the puck with some speed. She'll look to see if anybody's in front. It sits in the blue paint. Zador shutting the door on that post to make sure nothing squeaks by her. To the point. Hood will fire, and that just goes wide. Another attempt just off the pads. And Redden will clear it for Barrie, up to Rutledge. She'll throw it in on the pads of DeMarinis. Here comes Maloney for Cambridge. Cross ice. Oh, what an attempt there by Hood to tip it in front of Zador. Zador's ready, though. So Cambridge coming really close with a beautiful attempt. It was a nice tip in that Zador was ready for. Sutton versus Langus on that face-off. Warren trying to send it back to her partner. Warren still on it, as well as Langus for Cambridge. McKay will send it back to Reed. Right on that to Zador, and she'll cover up with Langus on the doorstep. Langus versus Sutton. That's won by Barry, and they will clear it out. Here comes Severn. Beckett will leave it. Sutton will send it to the corner for Severn to pick up. Reed and Langus trying to work their way into the puck. Thornton trying to get rid of it too for Cambridge, but Severn's still on it for Barry. Pare sends it back to Beckett. She'll throw it in on target, but that hits Reed for Cambridge sticks, and they'll come back, and there's a bit of a breakaway here with Thornton. She'll work around, she'll fire, and what a save by Sador. What an opportunity by Thornton. Severn sends it up and over. Barry brings it in just onside. It's going to be a penalty called. It's going to be against Barry. As Kim brings it in. Starts touch it. Interference is the call. And that was against Haley Beckett. So Cambridge with another opportunity here on the power play. Urbach versus Dilgy, and that's won momentarily by Cambridge. Sharks clear it out. McLaren nearly had a breakaway, but unfortunately that puck had incidental contact on the Cambridge bench, and the refs had to whistle that one down. That's unfortunate. It looked like she was off to the races for a shorthanded chance. Cambridge finally with possession. That's Chinnick trying to work it forward. Siska Humphrey sends it back into the Rivulettes' end. DeMarinis holding on. It escapes over Urbach's stick, but Barry sends it right back down into the Rivulettes' end. This is Kim up to Sharon. She meets a wall in Siska Humphreys and can't go any further. Scott digging it out with Redden to help her out. This is Siska Humphreys. Sharon right on her tail. It will come all the way down. Brooks to Hood. Then out to O'Hagan. And Thornton picking it up at the blue line, but she can't carry it any further. Brooks will look. Sends it up to O'Hagan, who barely brings it across the blue line. Being bothered by Hildebrand for Barry. Trying to get out in front of the blue paint, but Hildebrand has other ideas. To Hood at the blue line. She sends it over to Brooks. Back to Hood. Another penalty being called against Barry. As I see DeMarinis make her way to the bench. Holding. So there's going to be a 30-second 5-on-3. The holding call is going to go against Hildebrand. 30 seconds of 5-on-3, and what a glorious opportunity here for Cambridge to try to get on the board, if they can. Looks like the referees are meeting. I'm not sure what they could be discussing. Let's see what the call is here. Nope, no other call other than the penalty. Although I don't see the penalty coming on the board for Hildebrand. Eldridge getting a little bit more of an explanation as to what's going on, and we'll get set here to resume play. Still no penalty on the board yet, though. It is a 5-on-3 for 30 seconds. And we'll see what happened with that. No penalty showing on the board, which is interesting, but I know it is 5-on-3. Parnell. It's only the 2-minute holding call, so I'm not sure why the 2 minutes isn't on the board. Parnell bringing it in through the center. Upended by Meta, so that puck does not find the back of the net. Over to McKay at the blue line. She'll send it forward, but Maloney is tied up and couldn't get her stick down to make an attempt. Beckett sending it out. Back down to McKay. Beckett sending it back in the Rivulet end before going off on a line change. Rutledge and Judkowitz out now for Barrie. First penalty is over, and now it's 5-on-4. Again, I don't know how much time is left in that penalty to Hildebrand, as it's not on the board. Judkowitz with it down low, tries to get it centered. McKay sending it back to Reed. You try to pull it out, but it's still caught in the boards. Judkowitz with it now. Sends it back to the blue line. Mitchell fires it in, but it hits a couple of bodies. This is Capolo for Cambridge, trying to root in front. Shoots it up and hits the mesh, but on the other side of the goalpost, so that doesn't go in. Great opportunity there for Cambridge. Siska Humphreys with it. Tries to get out of harm's way, and she does. So Cambridge will have to tag and get onside. They come all the way back, almost to their own end. Kim will look. Cross-ice pass, but picked up by the Sharks. Arscott sending it back to the blue line, but the Rivulettes keep it in. Sutton pokes it free. Warren brings it back in for Cambridge. Tries to look for a centering pass. Lengus gets an opportunity, but it's met by a couple of Shark bodies. Shot in there, and a good save by Sidor. Face off by Dilgy for Cambridge. Sharon still holding on to it in the Sharks' end. Paul Ray in the corner will try to bank it off the boards to McLaren. That works. And a cross-ice pass meant for Houle. Doesn't find her, is deflected, and will come in all the way to the other end. Dilgy will look and will try to fire it over to Kerr. Picked up by Brooks instead. It sits out in center. Dilgy with it again, sends it forward. Kerr with it behind the door, will try to fire it out to Hood. Hood over to Brooks. Nice pad save by Sador. And already I think that the Rivulettes have more shots on goal than they had the whole first period. All they had was 3 shots on goal in the first. Barrie had 13. So definitely more puck possession for the Sharks. McKay behind the net, sends it over to Hood. Siska Humphreys keeping it in onside. Mitchell moves it down to Dusome. Trying to get it out in front. Rutledge is waiting. Cambridge will clear it, but good job by Mitchell to intercept that pass before it reached the Rivulette. Burt. Back to Siska Humphreys. Rutledge trying to move it into the end, but it's picked off by Rivulette, and the puck goes flying into the Sharks bench. Heads up. Just under 10 minutes to go here in the second period. Sharks hanging on to a 2-0 lead. Judkowitz versus Parnell on the face-off. Won by Cambridge. It'll come and go the distance, and that will be an icing call. Parnell versus Judkowitz in the face-off dot again. Puck sits there lifeless for a second until Cambridge touches it. Maguire to the slot for Stewart. She tries to fire it in. Great opportunity by Stewart. Doesn't go far though. Parnell coming back the other way. Parnell goes flying into the boards. No call on that. Kim firing it in. Near deflection, but Sador saw that coming and was able to steer that aside. Back out in front. Just goes to the opposite side of that goalpost again. Shot in by Siska Humphreys into Parnell on the boards, and that one will be called. Looks like 2 are going to go. Let me see what the calls are. Maybe just one aside. And it is. Let's see what the ref says. One will definitely be there for roughing or boarding. All right, the ref says 4 minutes for check to the head and 4 minutes for check to the head. So 4 minutes each, from what I understand. 5-on-5 hockey, according to the referee. But each player in the box will sit for 4 minutes for checks to the head. Siska Humphreys for Barrie is the one in the sin bin. And Cupolo for Cambridge. So 5-on-5 action still, as the penalties are offsetting. Behind the net in the blue paint. Squeaks out to the corner. 7 with some speed. Past the red line will bring it in. Yeah, so both 4 minutes for head contact. Out in front! Cambridge couldn't find a stick. They'll find it now, but I heard the pad get that one. What action here by Cambridge. Sutton behind the net will try to work it free. Sending right back onto a Rivulet stick. This is Warren. She'll fire it in, but Arscott can deflect that, and it went up and over into the plexiglass, and that will go up and out of play. 7:45 to go in the second, and Cambridge is finding some life here. Getting some great opportunities in with Sador, but Sador is standing tall. Dilgy versus Urbach. That's won by Cambridge out to Sharon. She'll try to move it forward, and that's an easy lob right into the glove of Sador. Urbach and Dilgy again. That's won by Barrie, and they will bring it out. This is Pare. Dusome on her left. Sent backwards momentarily at the red line, and they'll work their way back over. Yes, they will. Cool. Sitting into the corner behind DeMarinis, who hasn't seen a whole lot going on here in the last couple of minutes, as Cambridge has been all over the Sharks in their own end. Sador will hold on to it, and we'll have a stoppage in play here. A little pushing and shoving after the whistle. Both those goals on the board coming in the first period, again by Beckett and Maguire. Haven't seen anything since. Face-off violation. I'm not sure who that was against, but looks like Redden's going to get kicked out of the face-off. Yes. Rutledge coming in against O'Hagan. Won by Cambridge. It'll come all the way back, and this is Kim over to Chinnick. Redden trying to bring it in, but she's sandwiched between 2 white sweaters. Can't hang on. Chinnick moving it forward for Cambridge. Doesn't go far. Right back to Kim in their own end. To the red line. Pare moves it back down in, but because Barrie touched it on the wrong side of the blue line, it is an offside call. O'Hagan versus Judkowitz, won by Cambridge this time. McGuire trying to work away on the puck, but Cambridge will get rid of it and bring it all the way back down to the Sharks' end. It will sit in front, and Zador will pounce on that right away before anything else comes of that. Hood firing it in, and that's a deflection. Zador had to be careful, as that may have gone the wrong direction for her. Out in front again, and Zador somehow finds that, because I heard it hit her pad. All the way into the corner. Rivulettes upended, and the puck comes right back the other way. This is Parnell centering pass for Burt. She fires and she puts it in. What an opportunity by Rachel Burt. She is a call-up on today's game, as Jade Parnell is a scratch. So congratulations to Rachel Burt for a goal. Unfortunately, that spoils the shutout for Sadora. She's been standing tall on that net, but what a great goal by Burt. So only a 1-goal difference now, and that makes things a bit more interesting. Sharks having a lot of momentum in the second period, a lot more puck possession than Cambridge, but Cambridge certainly pounced on that opportunity. DeMarinis will hold on to it behind the net. Out to the red line for Hildebrandt. Reed moving it out of the Cambridge end. It's Maloney trying to hold on to that puck. And she does a little sword fighting with Meta. The assists on that Cambridge goal go to number 24, Miriam Parnell, and number 6, Sydney Hood. Puck will go all the way, and that will be icing. That was quite the delay on that icing call. Stand by in the second intermission, guy. We've got another player profile for you, number 5. We'll plan to bring a new player profile with each home game. Arscott holds on to it at the blue line and sends it back down into the Cambridge end. Cambridge trying to clear it out of their own end. And they do, but 3 blue sweaters right in front of Kerr. She doesn't get too far. Urbach picking it up in front of Zador. Will work it down. And it goes right into the door. What are the odds of that? I saw it fly right into the open door on the Cambridge bench. Langus versus Redden. Rutledge trying to work it down into the Cambridge end, but Cambridge is holding on to it at the red line. Send it right back in. This is Langus. Tries a cross-ice pass over to Thornton, but she's not quite there to accept. Warren trying to get her stick on it. And Redden trying to clear it out. Another shot in, but that goes over Zador's head. Out in front again, Warren can't get there. Dusome tying her up so she can't get her stick on it. Thornton trying to weave around all the blue. Shot in from the blue line, and unfortunately that's going to be another call. That'll be a cross-check against Arscott. A lot of penalties being called in this game. Definitely a cross-check. So with less than 4 minutes to go in the second period, Cambridge will have an opportunity with a man advantage to see if they can't get the equalizer in this game. Hildebrandt and Langus go at it against the boards, as well as Judkowitz. and Warren. Puck still loose, trying to gain control, and the referees will blow that dead. Judkowitz versus Langus on the face-off, and that's won by Cambridge. Brooks to Hood, back to Brooks at the point, over to Langus. Puck will bounce a little bit, but the Sharks will clear it all the way back down into the Cambridge end. Brooks sending it back to Thornton. Thornton to Warren. Langus coming in the center, waiting for a pass, but she's hampered by Hildebrandt. Comes right on to McGuire's stick, and she will clear it. First minute of that penalty is gone. 3 minutes to go in the second. Up to Sharon. She can't hold on, but she catches up with it behind the net. Mitchell having words to say about that, so she hangs on to that. To Reed, over to McKay. 40 seconds to go in the penalty. They come in, hits a couple of bodies. It'll escape to the corner, where Stewart's going to try and clear it. It hits the plexiglass. Stewart's still with us, but McKay picks it up before it escapes. She'll fire it in, and a great stop by Sador. Just 24 seconds to go in that penalty. And we'll get back to 5-on-5 action. Dilgey versus Severn. Kicked out, and Kerr will take it instead. Dilgey with it after the face-off. McKay back to Dilgey, who will send it down low. Dilgey still with it, tries to center it to Sharon. Dilgey with it again. Deflection by Siska Humphreys to intercept that pass. Dilgey again with it, trying to pass it around. Dilgey can't find a lane. Finds Sharon, and that goes in. A deflection. Dilgey pounces on it, but it deflects behind the net and right into the glove of Sador. O'Hagan versus Sutton. Won by Barry. Penalty over, 5-on-5. Thornton out to Burt. Pare trying to keep it towards the other end, which they do. Houle nearly had an opportunity, but DeMarinis is going to pounce on that pretty quickly. Sutton in for the face-off, and they win that. Back to Pare, who shoots it. Nearly deflection opportunity for Beckett, but it's deflected the wrong way. She's holding on. Shoots it in, and that is missed by much on the near side of that goal post. DeMarinis down and without her stick. She'll have time now to go grab it as the play is coming into the Sharks' end, and she does go and pick up her stick. Back to Parnell. The goal scorer here for Cambridge. McLaren misses the pass. It comes right back down into the Sharks' end. Meta sends it all the way down, and that will be an icing call. .37 seconds left to go here in the second period, and just to let you know, there'll be a player profile shown between the second and third period. I'll get it right. Second and third period. And I'll be back to give you the third period action. Tegan Pare bringing it in on her own. Hampered by 2 white splitters, so Maloney for Cambridge will bring it back the other way. They come in onside with Capolo. Dusson will try to shovel it around to Rutledge on the far end. Power's going to hang on to it as time expires here in the second period. Only 1 goal scored, and that was by the Cambridge Rivulettes, and that was number 24, Miriam Parnell, with the assist from Sydney Hood. Shots on goal in that second period were 15, 22 by Cambridge, so Cambridge definitely having more opportunity. All right, I'll step aside here and bring you the third period here in about 13 minutes, and stand by. We've got a player profile for you. I'll be back with the third momentarily, guys. Welcome back into the East Bayfield Community Center. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting set here for period number 3. Certainly an exciting period number 2 as the Cambridge Rivulettes did get on the board with a goal from Miriam Parnell. Should be an exciting third period as we get set here. 5-on-5 action, so no power play. Judkowitz versus Langus. Referee's having a bit of a talk with Coach Eldridge. I'm not sure what that would be about, but Eldridge needed something explained to him. Conversation happening at the other bench as well, so now we're all set to go. All right. Period number 3. Cambridge will win this face-off off the get-go here in period number 3 and bring it into the very end. It's forced right back down to the Rivulettes end, but all the way back into neutral. Here comes Langus. She'll wind and she'll fire. That skips to the corner. Thornton holding on to it at the blue line. They try to center it out into the slot, but it goes behind Zador instead. Another shot in, and Zador had to be careful as that was making an awkward bounce. Reed will pick it up, but not before icing is called first. So I'm back in action again. I'll bring the next game to you folks on Friday, October the 13th. We have 2 back-to-back home games, the 13th and the 14th. That will be the next action. I don't believe that the Sharks have any games scheduled next weekend, as is the holiday weekend. Cambridge wins the face-off, but Chinnick can't hold on to it, and it will escape over the blue line, and we'll have an offside call. Barry will take it into the end, but they come in offside. So that total I gave you for shots on goal, ladies and gentlemen, was 15-22. So that's a total shots on goal. Cambridge only had 3 shots on goal in the first period, but with all the attempts they had, they're now toppling over Sharks 22-15. So that's a total on that shot. Here comes Sharon for Cambridge. It's a bit more evenly matched now. Sharon sends it back to Kim. Kim keeping it on the blue line. It'll sit there, and a nice shot in. That was Dilgy. Sador was ready for that. Dilgy tries to center it. She's hampered by Mitchell and Urbach. Cambridge passing around almost as if they're on a power play. Sharks need to be careful. Nice stop there by Sador with her paddle. Mitchell bringing it behind Zador now. Tries to feed it to Houle, but it makes Kim stick for Cambridge instead. Kerr shoveling it back in, and both teams will go on a line change. Siska Humphreys will dump it down into the Cambridge end and go off on a line change herself. McGuire getting there, but DeMarinis is going to put a stop to it quickly. Redden and O'Hagan for the face-off this time, and that's won by Cambridge. Meta holds onto it in the blue line, but Cambridge has other ideas and will bank it in to the Sharks' end. Power holding on and will clear it all the way around the boards and out to the other end. This is Hood sending it back the other direction. Meta with it in front of the Barry bench. Burt sending it around. Britt will pick up on it there at the blue line, and we'll work her way into the end, and she'll fire it in. That just goes over Sidora's stick. Severin sending it out to Sutton, but she has her pocket picked by Parnell. Maloney for Cambridge bringing it in. Severin's going to pick it up now, and she's going to bring it in with Beckett on her right. Read around the goal. Severin with it, tries to get it out in front, but Parnell has the puck and moves it up to Capullo. Looks like a bit of a high stick. Shot in, and that goes over the right shoulder of Zador, evening this game up. That looks to have been scored by number 21, Kate Maloney. So you might say we're back to square one. Sharks held on to a 2-0 lead until the middle of the second period, and Cambridge has fought their way back to even the score. Brand new hockey game, ladies and gentlemen. Stewart tries to hang on to it with a chance, but they come in offside, unfortunately, as the puck skipped over the blue line. Judkowitz versus Parnell. Cambridge much better on the faceoffs than what they were earlier in the game. Have a stoppage in play here with the incidental contact by the boards. Judkowitz versus Langus this time. This is Mitchell for Barrie. She's going to bring it in on her own. She'll fire it in into the corner. As McGuire gives it chase, passes it over. So that was scored by Maloney with an assist to Capullo. Cambridge trying for another one, and they nearly got it. Great opportunity by Langus on the doorstep. They'll try again. This is Warren this time. Langus with it again. Great job by McGuire to pick up on that puck and clear it out. Chinnick introduces her to the boards quickly. Introduces her to the boards. Thornton to Dilgey, and then finally to Warren as they cross that blue line. Comes out of the Sharks' end. Siska Humphreys trying to work it in. Urbach. Pare will dump it down. Hoole's going to go after it, but she can't get to it fast enough before Brooks sends it back the other direction. Hood trying to get it out. And it does skip over the blue line momentarily, so that'll be icing. Pare trying to bring it in. She works around everybody, just not that last defenseman. Pare again sending it back the other direction, but it lands on Hood's stick. Pare to center. Hood now to Brooks. Cambridge seem to have all the momentum right now. They'll send it out. This is Chiron. That'll come all the way down for an icing call. Just over 14 minutes to go in the third. Now, I thought about this before the game started, about what the overtime rules here are for the juniors. And I believe I was talking to Coach Rebecca of the Barrie Sharks, and she believes it's 4-on-4 for 5 minutes. But we'll see what happens. So hopefully not see what happens. Let's hopefully a team can get a goal here and not worry about the overtime. Of course, now that I've said it, watch it happen. 7 in the boards with Dilgey. Hildebrandt holding on to it. Beckett getting her stick on it. Arscott fires, and a good glove save at the last minute by Dee Marinas. Cambridge picking it up right in front of her. What a great effort by everybody there on that play. Dilgy tries to center it, and that skips out into the mesh right off of Zador's stick. Play continues behind Zador. Barry picking up, and they will work it out at the end. That's McGuire cutting in. She loses the handle, gives it chase, and picks it right back up in the corner. And she's worked off the puck by Reed. Stewart behind the net can't maintain control. And this is O'Hagan, and she'll fire it forward for Ellis. Ellis with it, fires it into the slot, but over to Reed near the blue line. She holds on, and she's tripped down, no call. Fire it in, and a good glove save by Sador. Face-off won by Barry. This is Siska Humphreys sending it over to Mitchell. It's held onto by Parnell at the blue line. She'll come around. Sador lays on it as Cupola tries to get a shot in, and a little extracurriculars here after the whistle. As things get a little heated. Good effort by Sador to pounce on that puck. Make sure that didn't get across the blue line. So we've got two penalties, both for roughing. McLaren and Capullo will sit. And I believe it's 5-on-5. Yep, the referee's signing 5-on-5. Barry will win that face-off, although it was a struggle. They work it into the Cambridge end. Dusome with it. Tries to shovel it over. It lands on Pare's stick. She keeps it onside. Parnell picking it up now. As she hits Dusome, and both of them hit the ice. So each 2 minutes for roughing there for McLaren and for Capolo. Kim will wind it around behind DeMarinis and out to Kerr. Kerr's got Maloney on her right. She'll weave in into the slot. She'll try to fire it over to Maloney, and that nearly worked. A backhand by Kim, but Sador puts the stick down for that, and that doesn't go in. In fact, Sador does not have her stick as it sits right in front in the blue paint. Her teammate bats it over to her, so now she's got her stick. Cambridge looking dangerous here. Pari will lift it, move it out, no icing. Brooks over to Hood. Beckett trying to shovel it out from underneath Severn, but Hood for Cambridge wins that battle. Hood trying to backhand, but hits a couple of bodies. Sutton trying to get in on the action, but can't quite catch up. Warren brings it in just onside as she comes in backwards. Out into the slot for Warren. And over to Brooks. Tries to feed it over to Langus, but it goes over her stick. Brooks with it again, right on net. Sador's going to pounce on that as Warren goes flying. And the adrenaline really pumping McLaren and Capullo's penalties are over, so they will head back to the bench. Let's see which team is going to prevail. Dilgy versus Judkowitz. Face-off won by Barry, and they will bring it out. This Stewart along the boards. Siska Humphrey sending it back to behind DeMarinis. That will go the distance, and we will have an icing call. Judkowitz versus Dilgy again to the left of DeMarinis. Puck sits there for a second, but Barry will pick up on it. Send it over. Stewart's on the far side with Reed giving her an issue. Sharon trying to clear it out. McGuire with it. Coming in with some speed, will look to find her partner, Judkowitz, in front of the net. Over to Meta. Meta still with it, trying to feed over to Judkowitz. That's picked up by McKay, who will clear it out. This is Burt for Cambridge. She'll go right into the boards as she loses an edge. Another backhand there by Ellis, and that goes to the far side. We'll have a stoppage in play here as the puck is non-motioning. Face off here right in front of the Barry bench. Won by Cambridge, but it weaved in and out a couple of pairs of skates. Finally picked up by Barry. All the way back for Hildebrand. Hildebrand over to Arscott. Tries to send it forward to McLaren, but she's a couple of strides behind and doesn't quite get to the puck in time. Just 8.5 minutes to go here in this third period, and we're locked up at 2. Erbach faced out of the face-off dot, and Hull comes in to take the face-off instead. Maloney will try to send it forward to Parnell. Sharks putting it back into the Cambridge end. Parnell with it again, trying to send it forward to Maloney, I believe. Out in front! Nearly another opportunity by Parnell. Good job by the Barrie Sharks defense. This is McLaren. Rutledge bringing it back in. Sharks tag. Siska Humphreys over to Mitchell. Out in front for Capullo, and she makes a good stop. Sador ready for that. Capullo goes and sits down. Thornton comes on in her stead. Mitchell clears it right into Langus' stick. McKay over to Reed, trying to feed it forward to Thornton. It will trickle down behind the red line. We'll get as far as the blue line. Cambridge keeps it onside. Langus getting tied up with Redden behind the net. They will come out to center where Thornton for Cambridge is going to pick it up and bring it right back in, and she'll wind and fire. Goes right off of Siska Humphrey's shin. So that's deflected up into the plexiglass. For Kim to the point, down for Chinnick. Over in the slot for Warren. She fires it in, and that's kicked aside by Zador. Chinnick not going away, but that goes up and over. Zador without her stick again. Seems to be a running theme. It'll finally come out of the Sharks' end and into the Cambridge end. It's going to get picked up by Kim. Fresh fins out for Barry. Beckett trying to work it over. Poirier with it now. And Stewart feeding it into the Cambridge end. Tight action here. Locked at 2. Meta sends it right back down into the Rivulettes end. Picked up by Brooks. Over to Kim. Goes right over Poirier's stick and come all the way back into the Sharks' end. And that will be icing. So the face-off will come right back into the Cambridge end. Just under 5.5 minutes to go in this game. Face-off won by Barry. Hildebrandt will fire, and that's right on target! Rebound that Judkowitz pounced on, but she couldn't bank it in behind DeMarinis. Great opportunity there to get a go-ahead goal. Another opportunity there by Stewart. DeMarinis has her glove on it, and she gets a tap on the head by Dilgy and Brooks. Both goaltenders have been quite busy and have made some great stops in this contest. Cambridge seems to have a little bit of an edge in terms of energy and momentum here in this third period, coming back from a 2-0 deficit. Sharks showing some life here, though. McLaren keeping it down in. Poole backing her up, but it lands on Brooks' stick for Cambridge, and they will bring it out to center. Over to Brooks. They'll bring it into the slot area, but just... No, it wasn't offside. It was hit down by a high stick with a stoppage in play. Judkowitz versus O'Hagan in the face-off. Momentarily won by Cambridge, but it comes onto a Shark stick, and they will work it back over the red line. Stewart getting it in the Cambridge end, but she's got 2 white sweaters on either side of her, so she can't hang on. Ellis tries to feed over to Thornton, but that's intercepted. This is Paige McGuire. Already with a goal in this game. Mitchell. Over to Siska Humphreys. Tries a centering pass, but it finds the wrong stick. Siska Humphreys behind Sador. Over to Mitchell. Cross-ice pass intercepted by Capullo. Here comes Sutton through the slot. Nearly lands on Beckett's stick, but she couldn't get a handle on it. Parnell feeds it over to Kim. Some pushing and shoving going on, and there will be a stoppage with that. There will be a penalty called. That's going to go against Haley Beckett. With 3:07 to go in the third, it's going to be for boarding. So the Sharks will be down a man for 2 minutes. Cambridge with an opportunity here to get a go-ahead goal, if they can. Brooks back to Hood. Hood tries to fire it in, but it deflects off of Redden's leg. Thornton with it, and will send it right back to the blue line. Hood to Warren. She'll weave it in, tries a backhand. Zador's ready. Makes a great save there. Brooks to Langus, to Thornton, off the plexiglass. Warren will send it back around the boards, over to Hood. Hood to Thornton. Down low for Langus, back to Thornton. As Paré gets in the middle of that pass. Paré trying again, but Warren comes up with it. Out to the blue line. And Brooks can't hang on, so she'll double back to the red line as the Sharks change lines. In the center for Thornton, but she can't get there. It sits out in the front of Zador. She doesn't see it, and it bounces right back over her. I didn't see who touched it last, but the Cambridge Rivulettes, with 2:04 to go in the third, has their first lead of the game. So my, how the tides have turned. Sharks with a 2-0 lead. Coming into the second period, they give up a goal in the second. Cambridge ties it up in the third, and they now have a go-ahead goal with 2 minutes to go in the third period. I'll wait for the call to see who scored that goal. McGuire with it again, will look to Stewart, but she's pushed into the boards and the puck will escape. Hildebrandt picking it up at the blue line. And we'll see how long Coach Eldridge waits to pull Sador from her net for an extra attacker. We'll have a call here for the offside. Just over a minute and a half to go. I heard the assist, but I didn't hear who got the goal for Cambridge. O'Hagan and Langus with the assist, but I didn't hear who got the goal. Sador looking to the bench. I'm sure she'll boot it over as soon as Eldridge calls. I saw his hand go up, but Cambridge maintained possession of the puck. Sador will leave it. Erbach over to Meta, and Seven will pick it up instead. Final 60 seconds of this contest. Sharks down by 1. They can't seem to clear it out of their own end to get Sador to the bench. Meta clears it out to center. McGuire all by herself, though, with 5 white sweaters around her, and she hangs on to that puck somehow. Out in front for Judkowitz, but she can't put it in. What an effort. It escapes over the blue line with 30 seconds to go in the game. Zadori now on the bench, so it's 6-on-5 for Barrie. They have one more chance at putting a play together here with 20 seconds to go in the period. Ten seconds. And the Sharks can't get their stick on the puck. And I think this is how this game is going to end. They're going to whistle it dead as the puck wasn't moving, but there's 2.3 seconds to go in the third. Great job by Cambridge to come back from the 2-0 deficit. Timeout being called by Barrie as they'll try to put a last-minute play together with 2.3 seconds left to go on the clock. I'll mention again, the next time I bring a stream to you will be October the 13th. Barrie is at home for 2 back-to-back games on the 13th and 14th. They are not in action till then, I believe. They're off next weekend during Thanksgiving. So please come back and join us for the live stream on October the 13th. Tim and Mitchell and I have had a blast bringing these two games to you here this weekend, and we look forward to bringing you more through the regular season. And I hope you all are enjoying what we're bringing to you as well. Time for one final face-off. We've got Dusome, McLaren, Meta, Pare, McGuire, and Judkowitz out all on a line waiting for the face-off and see if anybody can bank it in on the last second. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if they can do it. They make a go of it but couldn't quite connect with it, and the Cambridge Rivulettes will come away with a win, and this is their first win of the season as they did lose to Leaside on the 29th. Congratulations to Dee Marinas as she makes her start back here in Barrie. Final shots on goal were 32 by Cambridge and 20 by the Sharks, so quite a change in momentum from the first period to the third. So once again, our next home broadcast will be Friday, October the 13th. That is an 8 p.m. start. Tim and I will be back, and I hope Mitch will join us as well. We'll be back to you guys on the 13th and again on the 14th to bring you more Barrie Junior Sharks action. Thanks for joining the live stream, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say good afternoon from the East Bayfield Community Center. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Keep the faith, everybody.